hit record. Hi, everybody. Hi. We were deep in conversation and I was trying to, want to get this up. All right, so we have, we didn't really chat about commitment. We chatted about lots of other things. Actually, that's not true. The first thing he last said when she got online was committed, which was lovely. So I just want to start by saying a little something, and then I'd also like to ask you guys if you want to say something regarding the topic. Hold on, I can barely, there we go. Okay, so the thing with commitment, okay, is that a lot of us consider it to be something regarding the external, right? So I'm committed to someone, I'm committed to my parents, I'm committed to my children, I'm committed to my partner, my business partner. And yeah, it's really not only that, it's also, and you are a group of people that is very aware. But the question is, are you committed to yourself? And that's something that we are working on very much in the last 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. And that's something that I wanted to open up today before a very short meditation. We're in mindfulness strength flow, so I consider this whole workout meditation, right? From right now to the very end. This is an hour meditation as we move. And being committed to yourself is a really, really big deal, because it means that sometimes you have to put yourself first, even when you have kids and when there's guilt involved, or when you have a partner who is going through something, but you need to get your sleep, or you need to go have coffee with a friend, or you need to do your workout, and then you can take care of them. It comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes. People who are committing to their health, but aren't eating right. Are they really committed? You know, I don't believe in deprivation anymore. But are you committed if you start and end your day with high sugar foods that, so the question is, how do you see your commitment to yourself? Are you committed to yourself? And do you have your back? Are you watching your back? So for me, this challenge is about kind of, if you were getting lost over there, then it's kind of bringing you back. And if you just needed just the support and the love of the people and just to keep doing what you're doing. So I just wanted to ask you guys, is there anything that you don't even have to answer here, and you can put on Facebook and you can text me. You guys also, like, not everything goes up on Facebook. A lot of you guys are private people, and I love that you WhatsApp me and PM me. That's all fine, and that's happening, just so you guys know. So are you getting what you want out of this? Are you feeling committed? And the question is, what's going to happen in today is day 9, right? Today is day 9. What's going to happen in day 15, right? We have a 14-day challenge. And are you committed to yourself? Because you're doing something right now that is all you, okay? So even if at 5:30 you can't show up, it doesn't matter. You'll show up later. You'll take a day off. Sometimes the commitment to you is not showing up to the workout because you've been through something today. That's just as important. So I invite you to unmute yourself or respond on Facebook or just think about it, and something to really consider. What is your commitment to yourself? Are you committed to yourself and to your health? And have you internalized that sometimes, or as a general rule, putting yourself first is very, very helpful for everyone. Also the people you love very much and tend to put first before you. Those were my thoughts for today. Yes.
I think it's interesting what you said. Like for me, I feel that I put myself first in a lot of areas, but for me, this workout is more about putting my body first. And I think that's for me what's interesting. Like there are some days in which I feel like, it's okay, my body, it's just a body or whatever, you know, like I don't need to put it first. So yeah, for me, this challenge is definitely like putting it higher in the Seder Adifut priority.
Yeah. That is really interesting because, see, I see it as like, of course, right? But it's true. Like my mother feels like she's taking care of herself when she eats a chocolate cake, right? So I mean, yeah, like, and to me, it's like obvious that what we're taking care of ourselves. But yeah, it's that's exactly like, what is your commitment? How do you see yourself taking care of yourself? Like all these questions, kind of to like heighten your self-awareness. All right, does anybody else want to ask, request, share, say? Okay. So you are invited to, I love how Noam is absolutely working out with us right there.
Yeah, let's see how it works out.
Yeah, let's ask Noam what he feels about commitment.
Thank you, guys.
Committed to sleeping, pooping, and eating? Yes, you are. Yay! Yes. Okay. I love this kiddo, by the way. So we are getting ready for a little bit of a body scan. So you can actually, if you want to shut off your camera, you can. I'm not going to shut off my camera just yet. I'm actually going to do that in the end meditation. So we're just doing a body scan, and you can lie down, you can keep your camera on. We're going from the body scan into the workout. Those of you who don't know, a body scan is actually a type of meditation. Tamal, you work out with me in the Naeem, and maybe with or without you knowing, I'm not sure. But we always start with the body body scan, which is very fast. But today we're going to go a tiny little bit deeper, and then we are going to end with a little bit more of a heftier meditation. So you can lie down, you can sit, you can turn your camera off, but just keep in mind that we are gonna, the reason I'm not turning my camera off is because we are gonna flow from the meditation into our work. So, wherever you are, sitting or lying down, don't worry about the camera, just take this time to maybe close your eyes, which is also not a must. And I want us to just take a moment to allow the body to settle into a comfortable position. Allow your shoulders. Let me mute you guys. allow your shoulders to soften. So if you're lying down, what I want you to feel is that your whole body is falling into your mat. Your shoulders are falling into your mat and away from your ears. If your eyes are becoming heavy, like sleepy, then I would want you to slightly open up your eyes, but still let the eyelids be relaxed. Those of you who just joined us, we are starting today with a body scan meditation, which is going to be short. And we go right into the workout from that. So you can have your camera on or off. Take a full breath in. And a very long breath out. And again, full breath in and a long breath out. Bring your attention into your body. Notice the feeling of the weight in your body on the mat, on the floor or chair, wherever you are. And as you breathe, notice how your chest and abdomen expand and allow air to enter your lungs. What sensations are you aware of? As you exhale, bring awareness to the stillness and notice the sense of relaxing more deeply. Now bring your attention to the top of your head, noticing any sensations in the scalp. Down the back of the head, to the sides, to the face. Notice your jaw. If you're holding any tension to your jaw, try to release with your breath. Soften your face. Relax the muscles around your eyes and mouth. Breathe in. And a long breath out. Notice your neck and your throat. Let them be soft. Notice your shoulders and arms. Feel any sensations as you allow your attention to move from your shoulders down to your upper arms, the elbow to your forearms, to your wrists, hands, and fingers. Notice any tightness or any temperature sensations. Take a moment to think about the fabric of your clothing and what it feels like against your skin. Deep breath in and full long breath out. Let's bring the attention to the chest and the abdomen. Feeling the movement in your chest as you breathe. Bringing your attention to your stomach, noticing if your stomach is tense, is it tight, and let it soften. Noticing the upper back and the lower back. If you're holding any tension there, try to release. Traveling down to your legs, your thighs, your knees, your calf, your shins, your ankles, and finally bring attention to your feet. Notice the sensations of your feet against the floor or the ground. Noticing the weight, the temperature, feeling the energy that might be present in your feet. Breathing in and out, noticing the whole body from the head to your toes. Trying to keep the awareness throughout today's workout. And if you are lying down, then you're just gonna get right into your flow. We are not closing the meditation. We are actually beginning the meditation, right? So the mindfulness strength flow begins with the meditation and ends with the meditation. So that's why we close you and bring you out of the meditation. So if you're seated, please move into onto your back. And if you have your camera on, then great. And if you want us to turn it on, whatever you guys decide is best for you today. And we're just here lying on our back, but we're gonna bend our legs, and I want you to lift your toes and root your feet into the floor so that you really feel the full sensation from your toes to your heel. And I'm gonna ask that you really keep your knees parallel to each other, as though you were kind of holding on to a ball or a block with your knees. And on the next inhale, I want you to relax your back completely so that part of it might not be touching the floor, right? So there might be a little gap. Inhale. And then exhale to fully touch your whole spine in towards the floor, also using your abdominals to create that. So it's not just the exhalation, it's not just pressing your feet into the floor, but it's also contracting the abs and closing the rib cage towards the pelvis, and slightly, very, very slightly bringing the tailbone towards the rib cage. And then inhale, release and expand. And let's do that 2 more times. Every time we do this, we also will lift the pelvic floor. I'm reminding you that it's not squeezing the butt. You don't have to lift the butt. It's inside, it's the sphincters. And then we release. Again, exhale, press, closing the rib cage down, flattening your feet on the floor, keeping the knees parallel, and then inhale, release. 1 more time, and let's stay in the imprint. So keep closing the rib cage, keep elevating the tailbone ever so slightly, and flex your feet. Flexing your feet means we just have our heels on the floor. Our toes are off the floor. Keep your rib cage activated and pressed down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to slightly lift your butt, keeping your back as rounded as you can. So your toes are still off the floor. You're still closing the rib cage, softening your shoulders like we did in the scan, and then slowly come down 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping your toes off the floor. Press your back into the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lift the booty up, making it a very small range of motion. You should be feeling the front of your leg very much from the flex. And then slowly lower down, right here. Okay, that should be working hard from the flex. Exhale, lift up, close the rib cage, and then slowly lower back down, really pressing each vertebrae down. Let's do that 1 more time and hold it up. And then from the flex, exhale into a point. The point might not work for you. It might kind of cramp your leg. In that case, don't point. Just flex and lower your toes down. Flex and point if possible. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Keep your rib cage closed. Keep your abdominals tight. This is not a yoga pose. We're really keeping active. Rather than stretching out, I want you to load. We have another 2. And then 1 more. Let's stay on our toes. And scoop your toes back a little so that they're directly under your knees, okay? Which probably wasn't the case after all the flex and point. So the toes are under the knees, close the rib cage, inhale, lower down just a bit, exhale, squeeze the booty up. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze. And we're really keeping our rib cage tight against our back. Let's go for another 2, really lifting those heels up if possible. One more time, and we're gonna hold it right here. Let's stay on our toes and bring our hands towards the ceiling, zombie arms. So you're really strong from the shoulder to the tips of your fingers. Keep your knees super parallel. So check in with your knees, make sure that you have an imaginary block or ball between them. And then inhale, lower down the tiniest bit. I just released my breath, that's all I did. And then exhale, squeeze. Just light release and exhale, squeeze, working the abdominals. We have 4, we have 3, we have 2, we have last one, stay here. Bring your heels onto the floor. If you feel your knees, just scoot your legs slightly forward and then press your hands down. Inhale, reach your hands to the ceiling, palms face each other. Exhale, press them down as though you're pressing a huge button. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna do this another 4. So we're always rotating the shoulders, palms face each other here. Exhale, palms face the floor. Face each other, face the floor. Keep the abs, keep the booty, keep the legs active. And then have your hands hover over the floor, facing the floor. Lower 1 vertebrae at a time down, flattening your back onto the floor, which means your ribcage is still closed. Inhale, exhale to bring your head, chin to chest, shoulder blades off the floor. The palms are still hovering. And then slowly go back down. Exhale again, reach it up. So if this isn't working for you today, pregnant, right? So absolutely just return to the bridge, but keep your hands off the floor and keep them super active. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more time and stay up. So pregnant people or people with back issues, maybe the crunches aren't working for you, what you're gonna do is imprint and bring one leg up at a time for toe tapping, keeping your back flat on the floor. Everyone else, our hands go behind our head. One leg comes up to tabletop, the other leg comes up, and then inhale, reach your hands forward. Nothing else moves. Exhale, bring your hands to the base of your skull. Inhale, exhale. Notice nothing is moving, okay? Nothing is moving. Just the hands forward and back. Forward and back. One more time. And back, and slowly put your one vertebrae at a time down, 1 foot at a time, and keep your hands behind your head, opening up your elbows. So soften your shoulders a little bit. So if they're coming up towards your ears, you really want to push them down, and at the same time, push your rib cage down. And from here, try to bring your elbows as close to the floor as you can. So we talked about this yesterday as well. We very often throughout the day are closed with our chest, and I want us to take this moment and really open our chest. But if it causes any pain, so you don't have to touch your elbows to the floor, if possible, really try to get down there while keeping the shoulders away from your ears. So let's hold this here. Press your back into the floor and bring your left leg slightly centered so that you're really keeping the back on the floor. Bring your right leg up. So left leg is slightly centered, right leg comes up pointed. If straightening your leg is too much for right now, then you absolutely can bend it a little bit. And then we're gonna flex, inhale, bringing the leg down. Keep your back flat on the floor and chest open, point lift. Flex lower, everything is steady, and point lift. So if you stop feeling your back pressed against the floor, then you may have released your belly. I want you nice and tight, and then lift. Keep opening your chest, 2 more. And we're gonna do this 1 more time. And now point, lift, and lift your butt. Keep your rib cage closed. Keep your elbows open. And make sure that you're not dipping to the right. You're constantly working to stabilize your pelvis. Let's do that again. Inhale, flex down, and point lift. If this is too much, then you just return your back to the floor. Okay, you can just do what we did just a moment ago. Keeping your hands behind your head makes it harder. Of course, you can bring your hands by your side if you need to. Inhale down, 4 more. Exhale up, constantly working to stabilize. 3, very powerful right leg. 2, we have 1 more. stay up, point. I want you to stab the ceiling, really dig that left heel into the floor so you're lifting the booty up higher, and then slowly bring your back all the way down, bring your right foot down, keep your chest open, keep your abs tight. Right foot slightly centered, and then the left leg comes up pointed. Flattening your back into the floor, inhale, lower your leg down, exhale, point and lift. And constantly keep thinking about your elbows being open. So there's a lot going on here. We're stabilizing our pelvis, we're pressing our back into the floor, activating our abdominals, and we're opening our chest while relaxing our shoulders. So much is going on in this seemingly simple exercise. 2 more. Last time, then we go up and we squeeze the booty, close the rib cage, try to keep your elbows open and stabilize your pelvis. Inhale, flex as far down as you can go, point lift. If you start going far down and then dropping your pelvis, then that's too far, right? Then I want you to make it a smaller range of motion. Exhale, lift. Keep digging that right heel into the floor, closing the rib cage. 3 more. 2 more. Last time, and now we're going to go up and we're going to stab the ceiling and we're going to press the right heel into the floor and then coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. And let's stay with this leg up. Relax your hands from the stretch and just pull the leg towards you, point it. Those of you who don't want to do a chest lift, you're just going to go into a single leg, straight leg stretch, but with your back on the floor, and you can do a very small range of motion. You can even bend your knees like so, okay? If possible, we're here, and we exhale, lift our forehead towards the knee, relax your shoulders and bring your elbows out. I want a super duper point with the legs. Just hold it right here. And then slow on the switch and pull. And then slow on the switch and slow. Shoulders down. If this is hurting your neck, you can go to the version with the head on the floor, or you can place your hands behind your head, that's fine. And now let's pause here for a moment, pull the leg towards you and flex. And then slow on the switch, keeping the shoulder blade way up, slow on the switch. We have another 6, 5, 4. Really press the heel down like you did in the exercise of the leg lift and lower. 1 more time and hold it. Place both legs together, flexed, and bring your hands again behind your head. Now, if those of you who don't want to do any chest lift or any ab work, you are going to do a little bit of ab work. You're going to soften your knees and bring your hands behind you, and you're going to return to the toe tapping with both legs, okay? Pressing your back to the floor. Otherwise, we're here. We're going to exhale, bring the forehead towards the knees, and then inhale, lower the shoulder blade down and the legs. If this is enough, great. If you can bring your legs a little bit lower, great. It really depends on how you're feeling today and your back today. You can always return to the modification of both hands behind your back and bend legs. Okay, anyone can do this. You can really support your back here and just work on the input. Otherwise, we're here for another 4, 3, back flat against the floor on every lower, 2, and then we have 1 more time, and then from here, we're slowly going to bring our knees in towards our chest and rock a little bit to the right and left until finally we drop our knees to the left. Drop our knees to the left. Imagine that we tie the knees together, okay, so they can't move. And then we're going to place one hand over another, and the head is going to be on the floor beyond your shoulder, okay? So your job is to keep as parallel as possible between the knees and the hip joint. And then from here, we're going to exhale, bring your top hand, your right hand forward, and then exhale, open it up, and try to keep your knees as parallel as possible as you open your chest. Let's do that 1 more time on this side. So we close, and then Inhale forward, exhale, open up, and let your right arm be as heavy as possible, and your right leg, have it kind of go against the opening. So it wants to close, and the right arm wants to open. And then gently release, and slowly coming into the other side, bringing your legs over to the right, glue the knees together, and the hands are going to be elongated. So I can barely move in this position, but from here, we're going to bring our left hand forward and then back, exhale, and your job is to really keep the legs as they are. And you might really find the difference between sides here. So you might have been able to really open up one side and maybe now less, or the opposite. This is that asymmetry we were talking about. And then slowly exhale to return. And then again, inhale forward and exhale, open up. And see if you can identify the differences. We're going to get back to the stretch way at the end of today's session. And then slowly release. And from this release, remain on your right side. I'm just going to flip over so I can see you. Remain on your right side. Just straighten your legs forward, point, and place your right hand elongated under your head. Close the rib cage. So you should be working your abdominals now like you would in a chest lift. Your free hand, your left hand, can be on the floor, or maybe we can elevate it so that we work a little bit harder with our abdominals. And then from here, we're going to point our top leg and just hold it hovering. Point and hold it hovering. Your toes are looking at the wall in front of you. They're not opening to the ceiling. The wall in front of you. Hold it right here and circle the leg for 4, keeping your body super steady. 3. Exhale at the end of the circle if possible. 1 more time and switch direction for 4. 3, 2, 1, and hold it. Exhale to come up all the way pointed, but the leg doesn't open up because then I lose that balance. So you're pointed, toes towards the wall in front of you, and circle. 4, 3, remember you can put your hand down if you're getting wobbly. 1 more time, and then switch direction. 4, 3, very slow, 2, 1, and hold it. Flex very strongly, making sure the toes, so when we flex, very often we start looking at the ceiling. Turn the toes to look at the wall in front of you. And then lower the leg back down, hovering. And again, circles. 4, abs are tight. 3, 2, 1, and switch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Exhale way up. And then again, 4, 3, 2, and switch direction. 4, 3, 2, and hold. Keep the flex and just come down halfway. If you need to put your hand down for this, that's absolutely fine. Inhale, bring your knee to chest. Exhale, straighten forward, locking the knee. Inhale, bend it. Exhale, really push forward. Let's go again for 6 more. Inhale. So I lock the knee, I squeeze the thigh, the muscle into the bone. And let's keep it going for another 3. And push it. 2, and really push right here with the heel. 1 more time. And then gently release, going into a side plank, which can be on your forearm or on your hand with a bent leg or with a straight leg. I'm definitely going onto my forearm. And I'm going to straighten both legs. So when I say a bent bottom leg, this is what I mean. If you have a shoulder injury, then this is what you should be doing, okay? Or just you're not up for doing a regular side plank, then you should definitely bend your bottom leg. So we're on our forearm, making sure the elbow is under the shoulder, and then we pick ourselves up. We hold it here. Let's just hold. And I'm going to make sure, I'm just going to double check my elbow under my shoulder, and that I'm really looking at the wall in front of me with my pelvis. Okay, let's exhale and lift the top leg pointed. Give me 2 circles. 1, 2. Switch direction. 1, 2. Lift the leg. Give me 2 circles. 1, keep that pelvis up. and then switch direction. Keep the pelvis looking at the wall in front of you. And now flex strongly, lower the leg. 2 circles, 1, 2. Switch direction, 1, 2. Lift the leg up and circle, 1, 2. Switch direction, 1, 2. Come down halfway and bring the knee in. 4 and press. 3 and press. 2. Almost fell there last time. And then gently release. Started losing my balance. And come into a tall seated position. Flexing the feet strongly. If you're like me, then you like moving the booty back so you can feel your sits bones pressing into the floor. Or maybe this isn't even a possibility for you. So you might just want to bend your legs or sit up on a pillow or something. Okay, you might want to sit up on something. So we're going to imagine that we have a big fit ball on our knees, and we're going to bring our hands up, open the rib cage here, keep your legs activated, and then exhale, go over the fit ball, really rounding your back and bringing the rib cage and navel into your spine. Relax your neck here. That's something that almost everywhere I teach is very hard for people. Just try to really relax and drop your head here. And then slowly rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, really extend. Exhale, fully exhale. And then slowly release, going onto your other side on your arm, right? So you're fully lying down right now. Time is flying for me. I don't know about you guys. So again, you can have your hand supporting yourself, or maybe you can bring it up so you're working a little harder. And this is your job. Make sure your toes are looking at the wall in front of you, and so is the pelvis. So we point, we lift the leg a little bit, and then we exhale, lift the leg way up, making sure the toes are constantly rotating towards that wall, and circle. For 4, 3, exhale at the end of the circle, 2, 1. Switch direction, 4. Turn those abs on. 2, 1, hold it. Then come down, hovering over the other leg, and begin. 4, 3, working your abs to stabilize. 2, 1. Switch direction. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hover. We're going to go all the way up and flex very strongly, really feeling that stretch, making sure the toes are looking at that wall, and then we circle for 4, 3, 2, switch direction. You should be at your maximum height without rocking back. Okay, so this is, I can open up my pelvis and then really lift my leg, but maximum height without rocking. Now hover, and then we go for 4, 1 direction. Keep your abs tight. 3, 2, switch direction. 4, 3, 2, and hold it right here. We're going to come up a little bit, and we're going to inhale, bend the knee in towards the chest. Exhale, really press it forward all the way, locking your knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 5 more, working to stabilize. 4 more, checking in that your hand is really aligned and reaching up towards the ceiling through the fingertips. 2 more, really press it. 1 more, and then gently release to hop onto your forearm or your hand if you want, a bent leg or straight leg. And let's go up and then we'll check in. So first we're gonna go up, and then we're gonna really make sure that we're still keeping our elbow under our shoulder, reaching your hands up, keeping everything tight. And then we lift, and you can bend your bottom leg, okay, really important, and lift that top leg pointed and circle twice. 1, 2, switch direction. 1, 2. Hover low, circle twice. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2. Come up, flex strongly. Circle twice. 1, 2. Switch direction. 1, 2. Hover low, flex. Circle. 1. Switch. 1. Come up a little bit. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend for 4. 3. This should throw your body off balance a little bit. That's okay. 1 more time. And then gently release. Once again to sit tall. But this time you're going to place your hand at the base of your skull. Again, if you need a bolster or something to sit up on, grab it. Okay, or again, you can even do this next exercise like this, okay, if your back is rounding out. Pressing your head into your hands, opening your elbows up, making sure your feet are parallel to each other so they're not going to move. They're going to stay parallel. And then exhale to press your head into your left hand and lift your spine up. Try to go a little deeper. And now close the rib cage a little bit, so you're actually softening down a little. And then inhale, center. The legs didn't move. Exhale to the right, lifting your chest, opening your elbow, even allowing your rib cage to slightly open up. And then exhale to look down a little, closing the rib cage and going deeper into the rotation. And then coming up all the way, reaching your hands up, imagining that fit ball once again. Exhale, come over. Relax your neck. Remember, that's a little tough one. And then slowly come up 1 vertebrae at a time. 1 more time. Reach your hands up. And then exhale, reach forward beyond that imaginary ball. Relaxing your neck. And gently come up onto all fours with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees right under your hip joint. Come out of the shoulder blades. So this is not, right? This is in the shoulder blade. Come out of the shoulder blades. Get your shoulders back, tighten up your abdominals. Find yourself in neutral spine, okay? A nice elongated back. And then from here, we're gonna bring our right hand forward and hold it here, bringing both shoulders back. So if possible, we're gonna maybe lift the knees off the floor. So you can do it like this. You can bring your right hand back and then flip your feet over and just lift the knees, like so, hovering knees. Or maybe you can flip your feet over and then exhale, lift the knees, only with your left arm supporting you, left arm and toes. So let's try to hold this right here. Again, you can just bring your right hand down and forget the single arm. Let's hold it for 3. You can go onto your forearm as well. 2, 1, and keep your right arm up. Put your knees down. Straighten your left leg, point it strongly, close the rib cage, and bring your hand to foot. If that's too much, it's elbow to knee, but if you can, it's hand to foot. Hold it, come out of the left shoulder blade. If you need to take breaks, you take a break. And then slowly come forward. So on the next exhale, if possible, you're gonna bring your hand to foot behind you, but you can also stop right here. But if you can, really get into a little bit of a rotation and then center yourself, squeezing your booty, making sure your pelvis is parallel to the floor. And then slowly release that, placing your leg on the floor, and then switch only your hands, both feet are on the floor. Hold it here. Stabilize, work your abdominals, flip your feet if possible, and then exhale, come up just a little bit, hovering knees. You can always put your left hand or forearm back down. Hover, hover, hold it. Come out of that shoulder blade, constantly pressing into the floor. And then slowly, we're gonna put our knees back down, and the right leg is gonna go back pointed. Close the rib cage. So it can be elbow to knee or knee to elbow. Exhale, or elbow to knee or hand to foot. So I want you to really try and close here. Close, become compact, but the key is to come out of your shoulder blade. Inhale, extending both. And then if possible, we're gonna grab our foot and then return to a parallel pelvis towards the floor, closing the rib cage, squeezing the butt. And then gently release the hand and the leg. Keep the left arm open, forward. Bring the right leg down. And now let's move onto our forearms into a plank with your hands, with your palms on the floor. Palms on the floor. So making sure that you're not in a pyramid. Bring your butt down and forward. Your shoulders are above your elbows. And from here, we're going to slightly go into a hip dip to the right. Now, you can just stop right here. You don't have to go low. But if you can, you really drop to the right. And then exhale, pick yourself up over to the other side. You can make this the tiniest range of motion. We're going to go for another 4, 3, 2, 1 more. If you can, stay in a plank, great. If you need a break or go onto your knees for the next exercise, that's fine. We're going to go up, up, right arm, and then left arm. And at this point, please everybody join me onto a high plank. Left leg comes forward into a deep stretch. So my left foot comes forward. I'm digging my heel into the floor and pressing my weight back. Slowly, my right leg comes up flexed. And then from here, we're going to drive that foot between the hands. And you can do it, of course, gradually with your hands. And we're going to stay really low. So I'm scooting my left leg all the way back. We're staying really low here. Reach your hands forward. And then lift your belly off of your thigh just a bit. My back leg is straight. My front leg is deeply bent if I don't have knee issues. And remember that heel stuff we talk about all the time. Press your right heel into the floor. If you can, you keep your arms by your ears. And we're going to press the right heel into the floor to come up a bit. And then down. So not our upper body, just slightly with the leg and down. Nothing else moves for another 6, 5, get your shoulders away from your ears. Be parallel to the floor with your chest. 3, 2, 1. And then from here, maybe you can keep your arms like this. Maybe you'll need to change whatever is best for you, that's fine. And just hop your left leg forward once and maybe twice to lift your leg off the floor. From here, bend your leg deeper. Exhale, extend. Trying to keep your left foot off the floor, but if that's not possible, you just place it on the floor gently and you do the same thing. And extend. Down and up. 2 more. And up. 1 more time. Oh, lost my balance there. And from here, go into a deep, regular lunge, 90 degrees of both feet. So let's stay low with that right leg if possible. Tap the right next to the right foot with the left foot and drop back down. Tap and drop. Tap and drop. 1 more time and drop. Hold it right here, nice and low, 90, 90. And pulse. 8, 7, 6, stay low. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten that right leg. Bring your hands to the floor and try to relax your head towards your knee. Focusing on the right leg. So it's not about shifting the weight back. It's really just focusing on that fall towards the right leg. From here, we're rooting our hands into the floor, reaching our right leg back. And if you need to go onto your knees, that's fine. But if you can stay with me, you're going to go onto your right forearm. And then your left, shift forward and tuck your tailbone in. Again, stay on your knees if you need to, or exhale, left arm, high plank. Right leg to center for a stretch, and then exhale, shift your weight back, bringing your leg way up, stretching the right leg. Inhale deeper into the stretch, exhale to bring your foot between your hands, either at once or in stages, sending your right leg further back into a full stretch, so we're really low. On the next exhale, you dig your heel into the floor and just rise up with straight arms. Close the rib cage. right? So close the rib cage. And then exhale just a little bit and then back down. So I'm going up only with the leg, nothing else is moving. My arms are straight forward by my ears. Full exhalation on the up. 4, 3, 2. Last time, stay low. Hop your right leg forward just a little bit. Change your hands if you need to. You can keep your leg as it is, or maybe shift forward and lift your leg up. Maybe you can squat on one leg and up. Squat and up. Inhale down and up. One more time. Stay nice and low. Bring the right foot down and let's come into a deep 90-90 lunge. Staying focused. Tap next to the right foot or the left foot with the right foot. So it's tap and drop. Tap and drop. Tap and drop. Last time, tap and drop. Hold it here. I want you nice and tall. Squeeze the booty. It's 8 pulses. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it here. Straighten the left leg and reach your hands down, dropping your forehead towards the foot. Breathe into the stretch. And then you're rooting the hands into the floor, driving the leg back into a plank. You can drop to your knees if you need to, or lower down the left, then the right, and hold it right here. Now instead of dips, we're just going to shift our weight to the left and to the right without letting the pelvis open up. So I feel the weight in my right hand, and then I feel it in the left hand, and nothing else is basically being phased by this, right? The pelvis is just hanging out neutral, spine neutral. And then from here, we slowly open up into a side plank on the left forearm, lifting the hand up. My front leg, my top leg is in front, okay? Doesn't have to be that way. You can also bend your bottom leg. From here, we're gonna hold a single rotation. Inhale, exhale, rotate and hold it, lifting your pelvis up, hovering above the floor. You can make this very shallow. You can even put your right arm on the floor, right hand on the floor, if holding the rotation is too much. Inhale, breathe through this. Exhale to tighten up. Inhale to prepare, exhale to open up and hold. Slowly switch to the other side, very slow. Other side. Come out of that bottom shoulder blade. On the next exhale, deep rotation and just hold it right here. So you can actually see my back. I'm really fully rotating. I'm looking at you guys. Come out of the shoulder blade. Breathe. Just stay steady. Lifting the booty up a little bit. Try not to move. Try not to move at all. These are steady rotations. Don't move, don't move. And then slowly come up. Slowly come up. Return to a regular plank. Returning to a regular plank. And then come forward and shift back. Inhale forward without dropping your booty and exhale back. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last time, and if you want to put your knees down, please do. And if possible, I want you to take your hand further away from you, like kind of bringing the elbow so that it's further away from the line of the shoulder. And then from here, at once, try to lift yourself into a plank with both arms. If that was too much, just put your knees down and meet me in a high plank. Good. So from here, we're going to bring the right leg outside of the right hand and hold the stretch and drop heavily. Really drop here. And then exhale to press your hands into the floor and bring the leg back into the air. So you're not touching the floor. Exhale again, bring that foot outside and drop the pelvis. Get a full stretch here. We're working very hard in this challenge. This is the moment where we're really focused on the stretches. And then again, exhale, dig the hands into the floor and back. Hover. 2 more times. Hold the stretch. Try not to move your back as you bring the leg back. So steady, abs are on fire, and then back. 1 more time, trying to move your booty up as little as possible, keeping it low. Exhale, bring your right leg back. Put your right leg on the floor or both knees, okay, so toes or knees, and widen your hands. So it's about the width of the mat. Come forward a little bit, bend your elbows and hover. Hover for 4, 3, 2, press yourself up. And then from here, we inhale, bring the left leg up and back a little bit. Exhale to drive it outside of the left hand and drop heavy. Be in that stretch. So I want you to feel the connection between your leg and your abdominal stretching. Now remember, stay low and then bring your leg back, hovering. The key is to stay low. And then slowly again, bring your foot outside of your left hand. Stay heavy. Dig your hands into the floor. Shift the leg back. 2 more. Forward. And back. 1 more time. And back into a plank on your knees or toes. This time we're going to hold the low push-up with our elbows close to the body. So hands under the shoulders. Inhale, forward, and down, drop. You can put your knees down if you need to. Exhale all the way up. Push yourself back into a pyramid, digging both heels into the floor, relaxing your neck completely. And I would even suggest that you bend your right leg and dig the stretch into the left. And then do the same thing on the other side, kind of pedaling out your feet. We're going to do that 1 more time for each leg. And then from here, we're slowly going to shift into a shell stretch. Knees are at the width of the mat, hands are by your ankles, and the head is relaxed. Just stay here for a moment. Relaxing here. So our hands are by our ankles so that we can really just kind of rest our shoulders, shoulder blades. And then from here, we're going to return to those hovering knees, except we're going to be on our forearms, knees under the pelvis, under the hip joint, excuse me. Flex your feet, keep your shoulders away from your ears, and hover. So if this is easy, or if you don't have, or if you have knee problems, I want you to stay like this, whether it's easy or not. But if this is easy and you need a little more, so you're going to bring your left leg to center and send your right leg up pointed. Stay hovering with the left knee. The left knee is what's important. If you start losing the right, that's okay. Exhale, come up a little and down. So if you're doing the modified version, you're doing the same thing with both legs. Same thing, and down, okay? So we have 4, don't straighten your knee all the way. 3, 2, 1. Return to the hovering knees. Stay out of your shoulder blades, stay strong with your abs. Bringing your right leg to center, and then lift your left if possible, and we go again. Up, up. I'm always trying to elongate my neck as much as possible. 4, come out of the shoulder blades. 3, it's about the right leg, not the left. 2, 1, hover. Put both feet down, release again. Let's go into that shell stretch with the hands totally relaxed by the ankles. Breathe. And we're going to end with that chest opener like we did. And I want to see if there's a difference between now and then. So hands together, Head is on the floor beyond your shoulder. Knees are right above each other, exactly parallel, like we tied them together. Inhale, reach your hand forward. Exhale, open it up. See if you can find some extra flexibility there. So open up that chest. Keep the knees super, super glued together. And on the next exhale, close. Let's switch over to the other side. Ooh. I got this, this natural mascara, and I'll tell you what, I think I need to go back to not natural. So we open to the other side, unfortunately. And then when you're ready, close. And I also want you to take this time, if you need to go back to one side and open up one side and stay there, then take this time to really stretch out where you need to stretch out. Maybe repeating this, maybe doing another stretch. Take this time. The whole workout was combining stretches with strength, which is why I'm giving you this time. Maybe you need something else. Maybe you need something more specific. Take it. Good job, guys. So we are closing with a meditation. And you can lie down. If you need to go, then you can go. You can lie down. You can sit up. You can turn your video off, whatever you want, but we're going to be in the full meditation now. So whatever is best for you, that's what you should do. I saw Hila wave to me before she turned the video off, which is beautiful because that means that I know she's going to chill right after the meditation. So I love that. So I want us to end with loving kindness again, because I seem to not be able to get enough of this. And it just goes right back to the commitment to ourselves that we started today's session with. Very well done. I know for some of you, the slow moving workout is much harder mentally. And so I'm proud of you for enduring it. And for those of you who this really just does go with your flow, I'm proud that you push through, because that's another issue, right? We want to push through even though it's a slow pace. And so I'm going to ask you to sink into your mat or your chair or wherever you are. You might be on a cushion. And I want you nice and tall and as relaxed as possible, returning to those falling and relaxing shoulders. And return to the awareness of your body and your breath. And I'm hoping that you're not really returning. I'm hoping that you're just still there. And notice what your body is after this flow. Notice how you feel after this flow. Taking a very short moment to kind of fast forward through a body scan, seeing if there's a difference between an hour ago and now. And be open to whatever you are experiencing. So if something kind of got tight, or if you're feeling really good, something's hurting, just accept it and be open to it. And allow your heart to open up with tenderness. And allow yourself to remember your basic goodness. Think of a time you were kind or generous. Maybe you might just want to recall the natural desire to be happy as opposed to suffering. You can even think of yourself as a young child. That softens you and allows for tender feelings of kindness to flow through you. And then notice how you feel in your body as you experience this self-love. Breathing it in and breathing it out, and inviting feelings of peace and acceptance. And so you can repeat my words in your mind, or you can say it in your own language, your own words. And we're going to offer wishes of loving kindness towards ourselves, towards yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. May I feel connected and calm. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be happy. May I know the natural joy of being alive. Taking a moment to think about your commitment to yourself and knowing that you love yourself if you fall off the wagon, whatever your wagon is, and trying to move through towards your goals with as much compassion as you can towards yourself, with as little judgment as possible. And then we repeat this to ourselves. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be held in loving kindness. May I feel connected and calm. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be happy. May I know the natural joy of being alive. And we're going to end today's session with opening our hearts wide open and allowing our awareness to flow to all directions, to yourself, to someone you love, maybe to someone you don't love and you actually find to be quite difficult. I invite you to open up your heart to all beings, to all humans and animals living everywhere, to everyone living in richness, to all who are living in poverty, anyone who is living in war, and the people who are living in peace. And open your heart to those who are starving and those who live in abundance, and become aware of all the joys and sorrows of all beings. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken and be free. May all beings be happy. And we're bringing today's practice to a close by extending the kindness to yourself. Knowing that when you do that, you are extending your kindness to others. Sitting for a while and basking in the energy of loving kindness that I hope to have generated here. I'm going to end the meeting and know that I'm very, very grateful for you and to you. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tel Aviv time. And I'm not going to be available for a chat before. and we'll talk. Bye. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
Buddy, bye.
Thanks, Dee.